guys, how are you? I'm Joe, and today I'm here to bring you my review of Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, the prequel of sorts, set in the universe of Harry Potter about 70 years or so before the events of the Harry Potter books or movies. And it's about this character named Newt Scamander, who is a wizard from England. He comes to New York to do something with his case. Won't say exactly, even though it's not that huge or anything, but still. No spoilers. And he runs into this character named Jacob Kowalski, who is a muggle, or as they call in America, a nomad. He accidentally opens the case, and there's all these strange creatures stored inside Newt Scamander's case, and they all get out across New York City, and it's up to these two to find these beasts and put them back in the case. With some other darkly forces at work in the city of New York, causing all this ruckus across the city. Now, if you guys have been following my channel, I really love the Harry Potter movies. I'm not like a die-hard fan of the books, because I've never really read the books all the way through. I've said it in previous videos, but I have the Deathly Hallows book right there, so that should tell you that I am a pretty big fan, at least in my estimation I am, even though I know I have to read the books at one point or another. But I really like the idea of the Harry Potter universe and how this world feels alive and accessible, kind of like Star Wars in that way. You can buy that this place could actually exist, even though it doesn't really. And this is a screenplay written by J.K. Rowling, the creator of this universe, and this apparently was a book that she had written but never got it published right when she was writing the Harry Potter books. This is her first screenplay, and also the director, David Yates, who's directed every single Harry Potter movie since Order of the Phoenix has returned to the saga. And, let me just say, I'm going to get right to it. I had a lot of fun with this movie. I was so pleased with how it turned out. When the first teaser came out last year, when you heard Lumos Maxima, my nostalgia went berserk. But when it was initially announced, I immediately went, oh my god, another one of these things? I thought it was going to be a case of like Harry Potter's parents' story or something or other, which I don't think it was what we really needed. Thankfully, they didn't go that route, but as we saw more trailers, I thought, okay, I think I like where this is going. And not to mention, it's set in the United States, in the 1920s. We see the American side of the wizarding world. I love that idea. It was so bizarre to see an American wizarding community, but it just shows the diversity of this wizarding world, and J.K. Rowling once again continues to show how much of a creative mind she's got inside that brain. There's so many times where it made me feel like a little kid again, with the creatures, the magic, the scenery, everything, and the music. Oh my god, the music. By James Newton Howard. Oh man, and there's so many cues that he took from John Williams' original theme. Dun, 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 dun. There were a few times where I thought, okay, this reminds me of Goblet of Fire. Oh my god, that reminds me of Order of the Phoenix. I am just practically gushing over the things that made me feel like a little kid again. But all that aside, I actually think it's a pretty good movie, personally. Not a great movie though, but a good one nonetheless. Now, as far as like what I mean by good but not great, let me get into some of the flaws first. The first act is pretty slow. Not as far as like a slow pace kind of thing, because they get into the action almost immediately when Kowalski opens that case. But for a while, I was watching it kind of going, I don't know if I'm feeling this. But by the second act, I was actually starting to really appreciate the movie. And while the characters are likable, I wish they could have gotten fleshed out just a little bit more, particularly the main character, Newt Scamander. Other than that, the rest of this movie I actually really liked. Eddie Redmayne as Newt Scamander, he is really good as his character. He's charming, vulnerable in all the right ways, and he's really good at hiding past pain without making it too obvious. Like I said, I wish we could have gotten it fleshed out just a little bit more, but at the same time, I gotta give credit where it's due. And I really like seeing his love for all these creatures. I think they were trying to go for like an animal rights kind of thing, where the rest of the world, like wizarding world or the non-wizarding world, can see these things and they don't really understand them and they might want to say kill them. But he wants to show the world that these creatures really don't mean any harm, that they're just animals trying to survive every day. And Jacob Kowalski, played by Dan Fogler, who I actually didn't know this until I looked it up. I recognized him from Good Luck Chuck with Dane Cook. I know, that's really bizarre. I initially was worried about the way he was going to come off here, because he was obviously the comic relief character, kind of like what Ron Weasley was in the Harry Potter movies. And at first I thought, oh no, I'm not gonna okay. And his bond that he has with this other character named Queenie Goldstein by Alison Sudol, I forget. It's a really nice, sweet, romantic connection right there. Not too cliched, but I liked the way they handled it in this movie. And speaking of that character, the way she has dressed herself, obviously it's very reminiscent of the 1920s. I love a setting in the 1920s or 30s or 40s because it has this sense of romanticism, mysticism. I don't know how to exactly describe it. I love it when a movie or a story is set in that time period because I want to go back to that time and see just what life was like and what people were like back then. As someone who likes American history in particular, like the Great Depression and World War II era, I love the setting and the overall look and feel of this movie right here. With the 1920s, and also there's this group running around. Something to do with like the Salem Church or something, I forget. They're trying to warn the public of these witches and wizards living among us and they should be condemned or hung or something. Very reminiscent of the way America is right now. Very divisive and very high-strung. Which also plays into the rules that the American wizarding community has set. The wizards can't marry no-mages or muggles, as they're called in England. People who don't use magic, whatever. Newt finds to be very odd, considering that in England, they don't really care if somebody is a wizard or not, even though they want to keep the wizarding world a secret. And there's other things that I picked up on that made me go, just like the way America is right now. How interesting. And as far as other characters, Colin Farrell's character, Percival Graves, hope I'm saying that right. He's not in the movie a whole ton, but when he is, he does a pretty good job, and the way his character goes, I'm not going to say what it turned out to be, because like I said, no spoilers, but I was floored by where it went. I could not believe my eyes. And there's a couple other flaws that I forgot to bring up. Catherine Waterston's character, Tina Goldstein, I was not a huge fan of hers. It's like they were trying to have her do the Hermione Granger thing. Yeah, I wasn't really into her. I thought she was annoying. And Jon Voight, I was actually kind of excited to see him in this movie. He's barely in there, though. Got almost like nothing to do in here. He's like the father of this one guy who's running for senator. Doesn't have a huge part. But on the positive side, though, there's this one character, Narlac, a goblin gangster played by Ron Perlman, which again shows the American side of the wizarding community. I loved that part. Yeah, the guy with a case full of monsters. Alright, English. We'll help you out here with these creatures. What's it gonna be? I'll take that off your hands. Be worth some money. Only thing I'm missing was a fedora and a suit. And I said it earlier with J.K. Rowling's creative imagination, but with David Yates' return, he continues to show how very understanding he is of this world. And he doesn't seem to have lost his touch. And apparently, he's on to direct the next couple of sequels that they got set up. Don't let that change anytime soon, because the guy knows what he's doing, and I think Warner Brothers knows that. So far, they're not interfering with any of these things, and I think it's because they trust him. Let's keep it that way, shall we? And while I said that I wish the characters got fleshed out just a little bit more, there are a couple of moments where it actually feels very touching and very sweet at the same time. Maybe just a little too sappy, but overall I thought it was well done. I actually don't really have much else to say about the movie except a little rocky at first, and some characters I think could have gotten fleshed out a little more. But in the end, I actually really enjoyed Fantastic Beasts. I can't wait to pick it up on Blu-ray, and I look forward to seeing where the sequels take it. And also, real quick, thank God that this movie did not rely so much on our knowledge of the Harry Potter movies, because it would have been so easy for it to go in that direction. So guys, thank you for watching this video, and if you were wondering, don't worry, I'm still gonna continue my series of Harry Potter reviews. I apologize for slacking in videos lately. If you had seen my social media pages with certain things that have happened in recent weeks, I've been feeling a little down lately, and I don't want to get too deep into it, but don't worry, I'm not going anywhere. I'm still gonna put up my review of Half-Blood Prince coming up pretty soon, and I'm also gonna be doing a special video for a new segment on my channel called Classic Movie Days, or whatever I'm calling it. I'm still figuring that out. And I'm gonna try to come up with a new movie to talk about for my 90s movie flashback segment. I've been really slacking on that one too. Mostly because I've had a hard time with what movie I want to talk about next. But anyway, I'm still here. I ain't going anywhere. So don't you worry. Thank you guys once again for watching. Tell me in the comments what you thought of Fantastic Beasts. Like it? Thought it was alright? Did you hate it? Whatever it was, comment below and tell me. And I'll see you guys next time.